Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm just going to be speaking. Normally you see me sitting playing FIFA, clips from FIFA, maybe opening packs, but today I'm just going to be speaking about real life football because I think there's a problem with it, and it lies with the gap between the Championship and the Premier League. Now, this goes off the back of yesterday, or well, when I'm recording it's yesterday, when Burnley and Leeds went up. Now obviously there's still 4 teams who can fight for 3rd place. But, I mean, that doesn't really matter, honestly. I'm not really going to talk about that as much. It's more, I'm going to be speaking about the negligence of the Premier League. Now, if you look from the last 2 years, both sets of 3 Championship clubs have went straight back down. Now, this could be due to a manager, the club, the players, who knows, whatever. But I think it is down to the negligence of the Premier League and the FFP rules. Now, I'm lucky to be a Manchester City fan. I get to see us week in, week out win. Like, that's all I see. Now, I'd hate to be a fan of teams like Southampton, Leicester, Burnley, Leeds, even Norwich. Because over the last couple of seasons, Norwich not as much recently, but they've went up, down, up, down, up, down. And it's sort of a repeated thing what goes on and on and on. And I think it's due to the money. Now, the FFP rules are basically, I mean, to pull it short, you can spend what you make. Now, please tell me how you think a Championship team can make the same amount as a Premier League team. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. So how on earth do you expect a Championship team to survive in the Premier League? You look at the players. The players are like nowhere near the Premier League standard. Look at the Wolves team this season compared to teams like Ipswich, Leicester and Southampton. Can't even remember who went down. Look at them. Wolves' only good player this season, you would argue, has been Matheus Cunha. And yet they're still 15 points clear of 18th. And how much money did Wolves spend in the summer? Not much. I can't remember or think of. And how much did teams in the bottom 3 spend? And not loads, but more than Wolves, I'd suspect. And look how many points are behind them. And you look at teams, Tottenham and Man United are all the way down where they are. And if that's the level what the Premier League's at, how do you expect a Championship team to even bother to fight? And there's no chance a Championship team's going to stay up. Now, yeah, I get me ranting here, isn't like the Premier League ain't gonna watch this, EFL ain't gonna watch this. But it's just me speaking off this because I feel bad for the fans because they have to sit through this every season. They go down the Championship, they have fun for 46 games and they go back up. And that's the realisation that you're going to get battered in the Premier League, get 20 odd points and go straight back down. And it's just the sad part of it, that the fans have to sit through it, and the players. And some of them players for the teams like Ipswich, Southampton and Leicester might know to themselves, even though they want to be playing in the Premier League, they know that they might not be good enough for the Premier League. And yet they need to start every week, getting battered every week because of the financial situation of the club. And it all runs into the Premier League, making it like that, making the rules so the newly promoted teams can't spend much money, knowing that they don't have a good team. And you guys might disagree. If you guys disagree, please leave a comment. If you think it's fair, then I'm not going to argue with you. I mean, it's just my opinion, to be honest. I might be the only person with this opinion. But if you do have another opinion, please let me know. And it's upsetting to see because it feels like it's boring. Normally, back 10, 15 years ago, look at title race. I think it was 2010-11, I might be wrong, where there was like 6 teams who were fighting to stay up on the final day of the season. And that's what it used to be, and now look at it. We've got 5 games left and we already know the 3 relegated teams. And it's embarrassing for the league and for the country in general, just knowing that how dismissive we are of teams getting promoted and how careless we are. And there's not much the clubs can do about this, maybe, unless all clubs go on strike, which realistically won't happen in a million years. There's not much the clubs can do. It's just down to the Premier League and the rules. Now, hopefully, the 115 from the Premier League, might get the change later from Man City, obviously, might get some rules changed to be able to spend more money. But if they don't, Man City might get relegated, right? That's what we're on about. And if they don't, then it's just going to get worse for promoted teams, because they're going to have to build a team like Sunderland. They're going to have to build a young team, get close to promotion, maybe get promoted once or twice. They're going to go straight back down, but then they're going to have to take 6 years to get into the Premier League. No team should have to wait 6 years after getting into the Premier League to then be known as a Premier League club, because they've had to buy a young crop of talent and wait for them to grow up into players. And it just shouldn't be like that. You should be able to come into the Premier League, fight, and be able to survive, bringing it down the final game of the season, maybe, not it being settled by even March. By March, I think all of us knew what was going to happen, and it's just a shame to see. And as I said, I think it might be down to the Premier League. It could also be down to the managers. Now, if you look at Daniel Farke with Leeds, yeah, he's been relegated 2 or 3 times with Norwich. Now, that should be a sign for Leeds to say he's not a Premier League proven manager, we should sack him. And yes, even though that is brutal, sort of say you got you promoted, do you want to stay up? And he's not a Premier League proven manager. Sean Dyche is out there on the market. If you get him, if Sean Dyche gets hired for Leeds, I reckon they'd stay up with the right financial backing. Give Sean Dyche £60 million if they've made that. I don't know how much they've made, but give Sean Dyche the right amount of money, he'll be able to spend that wisely and stay up with Leeds. Will Daniel Farke? I don't know. There's multiple reasons why there's such a gap between the Premier League and Championship, but please let me know, and I really appreciate you staying to the end. Please like and subscribe, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.